Namaste friends. So today in this video we are going to see the step-by-step procedure to design a tension member. So particularly in this video we are going to understand the step-by-step procedure to design a tension member when we are knowing the amount of force acting through this as per the design of steel structures using IS 800 2007. And in this video we are going to see what is a tension member again. Okay, so this will be the primary video, and after this video we'll see how to design a means a tension member step by step for a particular loading. Okay, so we are moving to our today's video. So what is tension member? Tension members are subjected to the tensile forces in a direction which is parallel to the longitudinal axis. Tension members are also called as the tie members, and as per the design requirements, the tension members can be divided into cables and wires where the load requirements are lesser, or somewhat where we want the suspended sections, or only the tension requirements are necessary. If we want sturdy and stable support as a tension member, then rods and bars can be utilized. When the load requirements increases, we can go with the prismatic sections, that may be angle section, channel section, or rectangular, square, hollow section, that may be. And in some cases where the particularly in the design of trusses, uh, the condition may occur that the section is subjected to reversible stresses, and in that case, we are providing a tension member in the form of built-up section. Okay, so this is a part where we need to justify what type of a section we need to design. Here, this is a flow chart which gives the step-by-step procedure to design the tension member. So particularly when we want to design any member which is having tensile stresses or tension force inside, then that force we are considering here it as a tensile load for the design, that is design tensile load. And on the basis of that load, we need to calculate the required area, and that required area again depends upon the gross section yielding and net section rupture. So the gross section yielding formula will give the gross area AG, whereas the formula for the net section rupture gives the formula for the net area AN. In between these two, the gross area is higher, so considering this gross area, we can select any one of the section, that may be channel section or angle section or hollow or rectangular section, that depends upon our requirement. After choosing that section, selecting that section from the steel table, again here we need to keep in mind that here we are selecting section, but at this stage when we are calculating the required area, that may be gross area or net area, we don't know the section, so that here we are using the basic formula for the calculation of the required area, whereas we need to provide check on the basis of actual formula. So we will see how it is. And after selecting the gross section, we need to design the after selecting the appropriate section, we need to design a connection, and that may be bolted connection or welded connection. If we are designing a bolted connection, then the next step will be the check for the net area, and that net area must be greater than the net area which we have calculated earlier. Again, this after this step, the last step will be the check for the strength. Now we have selected the section, but we need to uh, check is the selected member or the design member is capable to bear a load equals to design tensile load. So in all these three cases, that is the check for strength in case of gross section yielding, net section rupture, and block shear failure, in these three cases the load must be greater than the design tensile load. Okay, and then we can say the the selected section and the section which you have designed is having sufficient strength. So here, as per the IS 800 2007, as per the clause number 6.2, we can calculate design strength due to yielding of gross section, and that formula, simply it is given it as a TDG is equal to AGFY divided by gamma M0, and this formula gives us the uh, design strength due to yielding of gross section. So here we know that Fy is a yield stress, Ag is a gross area, gamma M0 is a partial safety factor. Okay, so in this case, this as we don't know the actual what is the section here, but when we want to calculate the gross area of the section, and if you are considering it as a rectangular plate, then the gross area will be Ag equals to B into T, that is the width of the section into thickness. Okay, and that will gives us the gross area of the section. Okay, then the design strain due to rupture of critical section, that we can calculate by using this particular formula, that is TDN is equal to 0.9 AN Fu divided by gamma M0. So here this is 90% strength we are considering, and again we need to keep in mind the relation, the simple relation, that is whenever we are talking about the gross strength, okay, gross strength TDG, it is related with the gross area, and gross area yields, gross area yields. Whereas in case of net strength, or we can say the strength due to rupture, we can see here the net area. Okay, the net strength depends upon net area, and the rupture occurs at ultimate load. Rupture occurs at ultimate load. Okay, and gross area yields, net section ruptures. Okay, and always with yield stresses, there is a partial factor of safety failure tension due to yielding, that is gamma M0. So here M0, where in case of ultimate load partial safety factor for failure of ultimate load, that is gamma M1. So this is a simple basic to keep the formula in the mind. Okay, so these are the two formulas through which we can calculate the gross section yielding, the strength due to cross section yielding, and the strain due to rupture of the critical section. Okay, so again, when we don't know the cross section of the section, so we are considering it as a rectangular flat section. So here this formula is utilized only for the plates. Okay, the net strength of the plate, that can be calculated by using this formula. So when we are relating these two, so here this gross area formula, that we can assume it as a gross Ag is equal to B into T. So if this is the width of the plate and the thickness of the plate, if we are considering, then for the net area, okay, for the net area, we are creating one hole for the bolts, and due to that bolt, the gross area of the section reduces. Gross area of the section reduces, and that area is called as a net area. That area means the total area remained. Okay, so when we are reducing something from the gross area, the area becomes net area, and due to this the net area formula becomes AN is equal to B minus ND0 into T. So this is the formula through which we can calculate the net strength of the plates. Okay, net strength of the plate. Now again, if we are having plates, then again the plate, for that same plate we can apply the number of bolts depending upon the apply the pattern for the bolts. It depends upon the size of plate and the number of bolts we are going to provide. If the number of bolts are somewhat larger than the dimensions of the plate, then we need to go with some type of zigzag bolting or something. So when we provide a zigzag bolting, and necessarily sometimes we provide a zigzag bolting to increase the net area. Okay, so in such a cases, the net area of the section increases, and there is nothing to say, but directly in the formula we can observe this is a net area. Actually, we have seen this earlier formula, that is an is equal to b minus nd0 into t. Both the formulas are the same. Only we are reducing number of bolts, nd0, that is n the number of bolts, and d0 means a diameter of hole. So in this case, what we are getting? So the same formula, that is b minus nd0 into t. Okay, b minus nd0 into t. But you can observe we are adding something. Okay, we are adding something to the basic formula. So it means that in case of zigzag bolting, the net area of the plate increases. Okay, so here the pitch, and this is a gauge. So what is gauge and pitch? Here again I will explain once again. So whenever we are measuring a distance, okay, whenever we are measuring a distance between two bolts, okay, parallel to the line of action of force, parallel to the line of action of force, then it is a pitch. Okay, and the distance between two bolts, distance between two bolts which is perpendicular to the line of action of force, that will be the gauge. Okay, so here this formula gives us the net area when we are providing zigzag bolting. Now when, okay, now what has happened? We have considered the section as a plate. Okay, so after designing, if we are considering it as an angle section, and if we are going to design the same means the required section using angle section, then the formulas for the yield strength and the net strength changes. So here when we apply angle section as a tension member, then this is a formula which gives the net strength. Okay, so TDN is equal to 0.9 ANCFU divided by gamma m0 plus beta AGO Fy divided by gamma m0. So here we are having some basic terminology like W is equal to outstanding leg, BS is equal to shear lag, and something. So here again we are having some different formula. We'll see this particular formula in next slide. So here again we are having one additional formula that gives the tensile design strength of the section due to the rupture. Okay, that is the net area. So here for the uh, primary sizing, okay, when we don't know when we don't know the actual section that which we are going to provide, then how to calculate the net area? So in this case we can use this formula. TD is equal to alpha an divided alpha anfu divided by gamma m0. So alpha is equal to 0.6 for 1 or 2 bolts, 0.7 for the 3 bolts, and zero point 0.8 for the 4 or more bolts, and the equivalent weld length. So here we need to consider what is ANC, AGO, and AN. So in next slide we'll see. Okay, so here this was the formula which was seen in earlier slide, that TDN is equal to 0.9 into ANCFU divided by gamma m0 beta AGO Fy divided by gamma m0. So for the consideration we are assuming one angle section which is connected to the gusset plate. Okay, the side view of this plate will be like this. Okay, or we'll consider this as a side view and this will be the front view. So this is the part of the connection where 4 bolts are provided. These 4 bolts where we are going to provide with a pitch of something P and edge distance E. Okay, the diameter of the bolt as a D. Then after considering the dimensions or the specifications given in IS code, okay, that is a clause number 6.3.3. okay, according to that section we can draw this diagram. So here this W, okay, this will be the outstanding leg. Okay, this W is nothing but the outstanding leg. Okay, so that we want, and this W1 is the distance from the center of we can say bolt hole and the edge of the angle. So in this case, this AGO and ANC, this AGO is nothing but gross area of outstanding leg. Okay, gross area of outstanding leg, and ANC is nothing but gross area of connecting leg. Gross area. Oh, sorry. Here again we can assume as we are providing the bolt, then it will become net area of the connecting leg. So this will be the gross area of outstanding leg, and ANC means net area of the connecting leg. So here again, if you are considering a bolt of grade of a steel plate as a 4.6, then sorry 4. Not Fe 410, then Fu becomes 410 Newton per mm square. Fy will become 250 Newton per mm square. Then the outstanding leg will be W. The thickness of angle will be T, as shown in diagram here, and shear lag length. Okay, this is the shear lag length in BS that we need to calculate in this particularly to calculate the beta. We need the BS value of BS, and that BS is nothing but W plus W1 minus T. So this W plus W1 minus T. This is a formula which is given in IS code, and the length of connection LC, that we need to again calculate, and that again depends upon the length from the end bolt. Likewise, okay, so the length of connection in this case will become P plus P plus P plus H, or we can say 3P plus E. If the number of bolts equals to 3, then it will become 2P plus E. Whereas if the number of bolts here, if you are providing equals to 5, then it will become 4P plus E. Okay, so this is again related with the uh, rupture strain, net section rupture. Okay, and here to calculate the beta, we required all these quantities. So beta is equal to 1.4 minus 0.076 Fy by Fu, Bs by Lc, W by T. Okay, Fu by Fy, sorry, that must be less than Fu by Fy into gamma m0 by gamma m1, and that total quantity must be less than 0.7. It means that the value of beta must be in between this Fu by Fy into gamma m0 by gamma m1 and 0.7. Okay, we'll see how this formula becomes, that is Bs is equal to W plus W1 minus T. So particularly for that part only, I have shown here two diagrams. When we calculate any section, so here for example I have written some dimensions also, but for this part it is not necessary. So in this case, if this BS, so when we are considering the angle section as a member, then for the simplification of calculations, we are considering it as a plate. So for that purpose, we need to open it. So after opening, this angle section will become like this. Okay. But when we open it, this triangular part is not available. Okay. This triangular part is not available with this actual diagram. So to consider it as a rectangle, we need to add something here. So what we are considering, we are cutting this part and applying over here, okay, on both the sides. So now this distance that which we are having now become T by 2. Okay, this distance now has become T by 2. So particularly for our calculation, what we can write, W plus W1 minus T, because here this total length is a W1. Okay, sorry, this is W1 minus T. This is T by 2 plus T by 2. This outstanding leg will be W, and the remaining part up to the center of bolt will be W1, and this particular part we are reducing, that is minus T. Okay. So likewise we can calculate the required part. Now this is the last formula which is related with the design of tension member. So the capacity of angle, okay, particularly the last two formula which you are seeing are again related with the capacity of the angle, and this is a formula again which gives the block shear strength. So when we are assuming it as a tension member, when tension exceeds, there are chances that the section may get fail. Okay, so particularly here, this part. Okay, so this part will remain as it is, and this the the length of the tension member will tear out from the particular section. So we are considering here it as the bolt 1, 2, 3 and the half bolt. If the section is cutting down from that particular part, then it will become edge pitch plus pitch. So here I am showing the half of the diameter. So the total distance here, sorry, or total dimensions which we are getting it as a D. So actually it is a diameter of bolt. So the diameter of hole will be D0. Okay, diameter of hole will become D0. So D0, D0, D0 and half of the D0. So this formula gives us the block shear strength of the section. So why it is? Because this when the total member is subjected to the tension, this part, okay, so observe this isometric diagram here. This top part is under shear. Okay, this top part is under shear, so this fails in a shear, whereas this vertical part, okay, or again we can say the part which is perpendicular or normal to the line of action of force is in tension, and the part which is parallel to the line of action of force is in shear. Okay, so these are the two formulas which gives the particular failing, and that maybe the section may fail in a due to the shear failure or the tension failure. So in this formula again we are having the four unknown areas that will be AVG, AVN, ATG and ATN. Okay, AVG, ATN, ATG and AVN. So here AVG is nothing but the gross area in shear, particularly when we are not considering the bolts, then the area will become gross area in shear. When we are reducing the diameters from the section, then the area will become net area in shear, AVN. Gross area in tension means the total depth of the particular failed part without considering the bolt, and ATN means with consideration of bolt dimension, so the net area of the section in the tension. Okay, so likewise we can calculate the design parameters which are related to the particularly for the design of tension member. So here again we'll see the diagram, means flow chart of the design. So we need design force, and after getting design force, next step will be the calculation of area, and after getting area we'll calculate for the number of bolts required or the length of weld required, and then we'll go for the net area check. Okay, and lastly we need to check the strength of the member, and that must be greater than the design tensile load. So thank you for watching this particular video, and stay tuned for the next video. In that video I am going to show how to design a tension member step by step.